guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. I am Jessica Hover and I'm so excited to see you. Today I'm going to be talking about worry, specifically worrying about the future. I do that a lot. I have a tendency to worry about things. I feel like I'm prone to anxiety, and so this is something that I really try actively not to do because I know that in my natural self, if I just let my thoughts go, worrying is where my head will be at most of the time. So I was talking to my little sister the other day. She is amazing, my very best friend. She lives in Canada with her husband David, who is also amazing and one of our best friends in the world. And they are pregnant with a little girl. They were living here in LA. They moved to Canada in the end of August and have been living with David's family. And it's been such a gift. He has like the most amazing family. So for Meredith, it's just been a joy to be around them. But as it gets closer to when the baby arrives, she's feeling herself worrying, like, what are we gonna do when the baby comes? We're not gonna have enough space here. So the worry about one day in April when the baby comes and she doesn't have enough space then is causing her to feel now as if she doesn't have enough space. So we're talking about this, we're realizing like God actually already provided exactly what she needs right now, and all we need to do is be praying that He'll provide exactly what they need in April when the little girl arrives. And I was thinking about how I actually did the same thing. We were in Spain right before Eloise came, and then we returned 1 month before her due date, but actually she was born early. We get back here to LA, we don't have a place to live. We had been living in a church for the last 2 years and we knew that we couldn't live there with the baby. We didn't have a doctor at that time. We didn't even have approval for insurance. Everything could have gone wrong. 1 week before Eloise arrived, God provided a beautiful home for us to live in. It's like my favorite. He provided the best doctor ever. She's so good that I actually want to get pregnant again just to hang out with her. She's that cool. And God provided our insurance, but He did it all in the time when we needed it. And had we worried a whole bunch beforehand, which I did a little, SHAUN was pretty calm, it actually would have just stolen from our experience, because when we were in Barcelona, God also provided housing when we needed it and a doctor when we needed it. So my point in this video is that we are just not supposed to worry about the future. Wow, Jessica, what a great idea. Here's the thing, it wasn't my idea. Jesus said it. Matthew chapter 6 verse 34, Jesus says, "Therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." God doesn't want us to worry about tomorrow. Jessica doesn't want Meredith worrying about tomorrow. Meredith and I don't want you guys worrying about tomorrow. But then what do we do? Because to just be like, okay, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, you just end up worrying. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your heart and mind in Christ Jesus. My little heart tends to get anxious, just if it's left to itself. But God says, be anxious for nothing. That wasn't even like a, hey Jessica, try not to be anxious. No, God's like, hey, be anxious for nothing, okay? How? Pray about everything. So what I've learned is to let our anxieties about the future remind us to pray about those things. We have this awesome little car that is really a gift, and it's kind of falling apart. So it's exactly what we need for right now, but sometimes I get a little panicked about the future. I'm like, what if this car breaks down? What if we have another kid and we can't fit in it? That anxiety is a reminder to pray. I say, thanks God so much for this car that you've given us. We trust that in the right time, Lord, You will provide a car that we need. When I feel anxious about something, even for instance, the little one in my sister's tummy, baby's growing, that's a really miraculous thing, and sometimes you can get anxious that something might go wrong. Whenever something scary comes to mind about her little girl, do you know what I do? I just pray, and I thank God for the little girl that He's crafting inside of her tummy. It's actually pretty awesome when you pray about things, especially when you pray for other people in other places who have it far worse than we do. It becomes becomes a lot easier to not really stress about our own lives because we realize how good we actually have it. Last night I was kind of anxious about something. I felt myself like frantic praying as if my prayer wasn't doing anything. God help! I just had to like simmer down a little. I was remembering in the book of James when it says, the fervent prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective. And James goes on to tell a story of a guy who prayed that it would rain, and it rained. And then he prayed that it wouldn't rain, and it stopped raining. And that's the example that he uses to say, hey, the praying that you're doing, it's powerful and effective. So pray as somebody who's confident, not somebody who's freaking out. So that's what I do. Sometimes my prayers are a little more freaking out than confident, but mostly I've learned to pray confident prayers because the God that I'm talking to is listening and ready and able to answer our prayers. So don't worry about tomorrow. If you've got stressful things in your future, pray about them. In the book of Lamentations, it says, His mercies are new every morning. What did God provide for you this morning to get you through this day? The people, the health, the joy that you might have, or the provision He might have given you. He's given you what you need today, and He's not going to forget to give you what you need tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you see, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave comments if there's anything you want me to talk about, or Sean and I to talk about, or Eloise and Sean and I to talk about, we want to talk about. Thanks so much. We hope you're having a great December. Bye!